one thing I'm really interested in is why The Rock wasn't at WrestleMania. And we talked about it. We talked about it when I was live streaming. We were not really satisfied with the whole outcome of WrestleMania 41. However, the first Raw after WrestleMania slayed, guys. It was so freaking good. They cooked hard. My God, me using Gen Z slangs. Let's go. But yeah, for real, I enjoyed Raw and I'm looking forward to SmackDown. I also watched NXT. Everything that I reacted to, you can see it on my Patreon, patreon.com/swordbunny. But I'm still interested in why The Rock wasn't there. And is it true that he is he's more interested in making these movies than actually showing up at WrestleMania when he is a part of the company? Like at the end of the day, him showing up will make him more money. You know, like one-on-one. Like I don't get it. And it was kind of important for the story for him to be there, because what was the whole point of John Cena selling his soul? Like, I want to know. Let's check out this video by Pat McAfee.
As we got closer to Elimination Chamber, we were kicking ideas around, myself and Triple H. And that's the fun part, by the way. I've been kicking ideas around with Triple H for 20 years, dude. Just always having a great time with him and Nick and my team as well. And Triple H said, you know, what about this? What about John turning? I said, I love it. I love it. The next question is you got to talk to John, see how he feels about it. And, you know, in a moment where you have this
So John didn't come up with the idea of turning.
Moment. And it happened to me when I was a pure baby face. I got booed out of the building around the world, and they took the title off me my rookie year, and they sent me home the summer of '97. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew this is not going to work for me. I don't even know if I have a future in pro wrestling. I get a call from Vince and says, I'm going to bring you back as a heel and be part of the Nation of Domination. I said, that's great. I love it. But just give me 2 minutes on the microphone to speak from the heart. And he did that, and things changed immediately that night. It's the same thing with John. John loved this idea of turning heel, but he's like, but you know what? There's an anchor here that I'm going to root it in, which is a real thing that I've been experiencing over the years, past 20, 25 years. So when we were moving forward with John, and this idea of him getting crowned at WrestleMania and becoming 17 and turning heel, and then being a heel champion, I knew then the best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not.
Then why did you even come up with this soul thing? Like, couldn't this whole story be valuable without The Rock, without his selling the soul and stuff like that? Like, we didn't need to know that Cody is a baby face. We already knew that. We didn't need to know that Cody will always choose the fans. He could have already said that when John Cena comes as a heel and he has his whole idea of being a heel. Like, John Cena didn't even once talk about the situation where he sold his soul and why he did it. He only says that he has done it because the fans turned on him, because he doesn't like the fans, and Cody is like following the fans, and so like it went all back to us, and there was like, it's us, John Cena and Cody Rhodes. There was no place for you. Like, if you wanted to put yourself into it, you should have gone the whole way. At least that's my opinion.
Thinking about Cody's soul eventually, or John's soul. No, let's let them do what they do. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel back in the 90s. I said, this is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now, let's build. You guys go and crush.
You know, I kind of dislike this whole situation. Is it just me? But I feel like The Rock enjoyed seeing John Cena turning heel, and he wanted to be a part of it. As if he wants to be a part of history making there. Like, he couldn't miss it. And he showed himself there, and then like, okay, I'm a part of it, now I can dip out. I feel like he's like he wanted the attention for himself, and it really bothers me because it was John Cena's moment and he could have done it all by himself without the final boss.
And I'll be right there with you, and I'm always here if you need me, but I think it's best for the final boss not to be involved in that finish. You guys go. So they had 6 weeks to plan for that. So I love the finish of the match. I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there, but that's just me creatively. There are a lot of minds in the room. That's my thought. But still, ultimately, the bottom line was I love John getting 17. And I never had a concern about John pulling this off. My thoughts are always to Cody because of what we've established with him and his story and the kind of babyface that he is. So if done right, and I think if finessed right, and if nuanced right, down the road, that guy not only has an incredible babyface run again as champion, but also just an unheard of run as a heel.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Let's talk about you saying the final boss needs to step
as a
away
heel.
to, kind of let the spotlight be where it should be with John and Cody, who, potentially you talk about John being the GOAT. There's a chance Cody, when it's all said and done, is also trying to vie for a spot on that Mount Rushmore rock with his dad on the backside with you raising your eyebrow. A lot of people just assumed you were going to show up. So when Travis Scott comes out, they think there's a chance of maybe, there's going to be a reunion from the Elimination Chamber. What are your thoughts on Travis Scott getting involved and you saying,
The
I
worst
need to stay out of
decision
there?
ever. Why would that skinny guy come in and John Cena be like, "Oh, I'm saved! Finally, I'm winning this shit!" Like, John Cena could have pulled it without him. All right, he could have used the title by himself somehow and get to Cody. He didn't need Travis Scott. Like, the only reason I'm happy that Travis was there is because of the respect.
And them meaning Triple H and Nick and Ari as well. And I lay this out and I say, hey, here's how I really feel it should go. We can insert final boss in the end of this finish, but then where do we go? There's other commitments that I have, and I want to also be careful that we're not overstepping and leading over our skis too much here. Can get involved in the finish, and I said, but why get involved in that finish when the spotlight should just be on, in my opinion, John, 17, heel champion? What does 2025 look like if this man is saying he's going to ruin professional wrestling? That, to me, is the anchoring storyline. It's not soul right now. Right now, it's not. But by the way, we'll go back to it.
We'll still got it. Yeah. Still
we'll go back to soul. Look, I can't take the text that I got and from the guys that I got, who are these top guys who are saying, one in particular who I love is my guy. I call him the Superman of the company. He's like, listen, my soul's for sale when it's time. And I said, I love it. Let's do it. So, look, I love Travis Scott involved, and I'll tell you why. Because he loves wrestling. He's a huge fan, and he respects it. He's working his ass off. I know that he has plans to train with Booker T.
Yeah, I think I texted you. I texted you as it was happening. Holy
you did.
shit.
You were like, are you coming out? And I was like, no, dude, I would tell you if I'm coming out. I'm not kayfabing you. But again, I loved, at the end of the day, North Star, John Cena, heel champion, 17, the GOAT, says he's going to ruin wrestling. Now we tune every week in every week to see how it happens, how that goes down. Some parts of it I would have just adjust a little bit more. I would have finessed it a little bit more.
But it was a great WrestleMania. I think you all should be incredibly proud.
Great.
Would have been awesome for a...
Oh, man.
The place went absolutely apeshit, but the next time it does, it will go crazy.
Yeah. Let's see what the comments are saying about it. This dude really inserted himself into a story he had no plans on finishing. Damn. And that's like the top comment with 1,000 likes. The Rock should be a politician. He is pretty good at lying out of his ass. Then why the hell did Travis Scott get involved? I think if The Rock is not showing up, they shouldn't have involved Travis neither. John should have cheated some other way alone. Exactly. He just wanted to be a part of history making. Wherever there is something so big in the company, he needs to be involved in it. And it happened already with Roman Reigns versus Cody, how he involved himself there. We didn't notice it him being involved. We thought that's how Triple H wanted it, how everyone else wanted it. But we never really questioned, was that what The Rock really wanted? Maybe it's because The Rock wanted it to be like that, and Triple H and The Rock, like, he cannot say no to The Rock. Think about it. They tried, and Cody couldn't even say no to The Rock. But then the fans went like, nope, 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 nope. We want Cody to finish his story. And The Rock was like, okay, I'm going to back off. And now again with John Cena and stuff, he's like, oh, I want to be involved again. Like, either come, get involved the whole way through. Don't just show up and take the glory from other people who are working their asses off. All right? Like, that is not all right, in my opinion. I want to see him actually work for it. Guy literally said he doesn't want to be involved with the match and proceeds to tell everyone he has 10 steps ahead and sets up the match. And like the fact that Triple H came to him and told him about that, and they were like, yeah, let's go and tell John Cena. Isn't that like kind of minimizing John Cena's whole idea of turning heel? Like, could they not just let that private and let us not know who came up with the idea? Because I would really like to know that John Cena wanted to be heel by himself and not hear it and be pressured by The Rock and Triple H into becoming a heel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is really interesting.